What a bizarre Money in the Bank pay-per-view. I mean, for the most part, I really enjoyed it, but still, I was left speechless for the first time in a long time after a WWE pay-per-view. So speechless. But we'll get to that. First match, the Fatal 4-Way for the SmackDown Tag Team Championships. Um, Maybe just because a lot was going on today, but I expected a lot more out of this, and maybe I was still getting used to the pay per view and everything else going on in my head. But I was a little disappointed. It was fine. It had some good spots, like the Spanish Fly to the outside between Grand Metalik and John Morrison. That terrified me because I didn't know that they were doing a spot where everyone was going to be on the outside to catch them. I didn't see everyone gathering around, so to me it just looked like they did a Spanish Fly to the outside, straight to the mat with no one there, and I was like, "What the fuck did they just do?" But that was like probably the best part of that match. It's a good thing there were people there to catch Grand Metalik and John Morrison. I feel like Grand Metalik and Lince Dorado were very underrated, and this was their time to shine. Um, but unfortunately, they got to eat the pin from the New Day. The New Day, that was the right call for them to win and retain because it's too soon to have them lose the titles. And it's just like, it would make no sense to like change it so quickly. Forgotten Sons, they don't need the title that soon because they were practically buried on the NXT roster. Lucha House Party, they've been jobbing for so long, and it just wouldn't make sense either to do a surprise like that. Surprises. Miz and Morrison, they had just lost the titles. Why would they need to win it back? And I feel like WWE is doing a story where Miz is being shown as the weak link, and Morrison is gonna see that he's like better off without the Miz, that he's stronger without the Miz. And I also thought they were still punishing him from showing up to WrestleMania sick. So I was very upset that Lucha House Party lost because I had in my predictions that New Day was going to win, but that Miz was going to eat the pin. And I was like, that's easy. That's an easy prediction. But they went another way. And I was like, what? Come on, don't do that to my boy, Grand Metalik. I was so sad for my boy. He was the runner up in the Cruiserweight Classic. It's a shame they never really did the Cruiserweight Classic again. They still do tournaments on 205 Live, but not many people pay as much attention to them as we probably all should. Lince Dorado, upon his debut, I didn't take him seriously at all, but now I'm starting to catch on. I think, you know what? This guy's got chutzpah. I like the cut of his jib. Fortunately, they do not agree with me, but that's okay. Sooner or later, things will turn around for them. Anywho, Bobby Lashley versus R-Truth. Not much to say about that. R-Truth was hilarious, trying to say what's up to everybody, but no one was there. He's a national treasure. Please, WWE, never get rid of him. That would be the biggest mistake in the history of WWE, the day that they get rid of R-Truth. Again, because they already got rid of him before in the early 2000s, but he came back, and he's been back for a while, and he's just been great. He's just been fucking fantastic. Um, I thought when I thought it was gonna be him versus MVP, I was like, oh, R-Truth should win, and then MVP's new faction should debut and like attack R-Truth and make an example out of R-Truth. Maybe our Ricochet and Cedric Alexander, the Two Fly Crew, come to save the day. But they went another way. So it was a little surprising. Was it great? Not really, but eh. I personally am a fan of the fact that Lashley has been showing more aggression ever since he lost to Aleister Black at Mania, and he's been showing a more aggressive side, trying to be more dominant. I think that's a good direction for him. I hope they keep it up and like keep raising the bar for Lashley. Because I still want that Lashley versus Brock Lesnar match, but I don't see it happening anytime soon based on how they booked him since he's returned. But it's fine here that he dominated a popular character like R-Truth. He needs to dominate popular guys like R-Truth in order to get good heat. And, well, if this was in front of a crowd, this would be perfect. He'd be showered in booze. But there was no crowd, but still. It was all right. We didn't need it on pay-per-view, but I like the direction of Lashley, and it's always fun seeing R-Truth. Next match is Bayley versus Tamina Snuka for the SmackDown Women's title. Did I call her Snooki? I'm sorry, Snuka. Tamina Snuka. I personally am a huge fan of Tamina Snuka. I was so, divided over this match because as a fan who's like buys into wrestling and who's like totally like he's lost into it as he watches it, as the little kid who grew up watching this, since he was 4, I wanted to see Tamina win the title and get her big moment. I feel like shit's long overdue. Like, come on now. She's not that bad, guys. I think she's great. And I love her new theme song. I dance to it all the time. But I also dance all the time to Bayley's new theme song. I think it's great. Never mind. That was bad. But as a booker, as someone who understands, like, if I was, like, booking this, the best way to book this, they made the right call with Bayley retaining, and it hurts me to say because I was like, Tamina, this could be your chance. Come on, Bayley could lose it and win it back from you. It's okay, but no, they made the right call. They made the right call by having her retain and having Sasha help out. Those two are great. I'm getting a little impatient to see Sasha, get her shot against Bayley, but it's gonna come, guys, and I'm sure it'll be great. I hope it'll be great. And yeah, that was cool, I guess. After that, Bray Wyatt versus Braun Strowman. I was very divided on this too because Bray is still kind of coming back from losing to Goldberg at Super Showdown. Still mad about that. Me. But Braun has just won the Universal title. He finally got his big moment. I don't want to see him lose the title. And they made the right call. Like, I kept saying to my brother all week that, I think I figured it out. They're going to have Braun fight Bray Wyatt in a sweater vest, and then he's going to beat sweater vest Bray, and then he's going to continue the rivalry with The Fiend, and The Fiend is going to be the one who defeats Braun Strowman. And half of that happened. Braun Strowman defeated sweater vest Bray, and I was really entertained by the match. I loved the psychology, and I thought it was way better than Bray's match with The Miz, where The Miz just kept on beating up Bray, and then Bray killed him with one move, and that was it. But no, Bray actually had a competitive match with Braun, and there was some nice mind games there where Braun came back with the sheep mask, and it was all a ploy. I loved that it was all a trick. I kept saying it while it was happening. It's a trick. It's a trick. He's going to take it off. And he took it off. He went for the running power slam. And then he just like was so angry after winning and so defiant. I'm like, yes, Braun, you did it. Or did you? And we're going to find out next week on SmackDown. But I think he's going to continue the feud with The Fiend. And The Fiend is going to get revenge. Bray Wyatt was only trying to protect Braun from The Fiend. And I love how Bray was talking to The Fiend while he was fighting Braun. Bray was talking to The Fiend while he was fighting Braun. Their names are very similar. I love both of them. They're two of my favorite wrestlers, but God, I hate how similar their names are. But I'm excited for this rivalry. I've been waiting a long time for this rivalry. Kind of came at an inconvenient time, but still, I'm invested. I love this rivalry. I can't wait to see what happens next. Drew McIntyre versus Seth Rollins. That was very entertaining. I think these two are very good in-ring chemistry. The type of chemistry where they start off slow, but then they build it up and it gets better and better as it keeps on going. That was like the best match of the night, not including the gimmick corporate ladder match. But still, it was really fun. I really enjoyed Seth and Drew fighting, and I hope they have more matches together, more title matches together. I'm not sure where they're going to go after this, but they made the right call. Drew retaining over Seth, and Drew looked great, trying to shake Seth's hand after the match. A real stand-up guy, He's got a lot of respect for like good competitors and people who give him a good fight. So I love that about Drew. It's a shame to say how true it is that Drew is already a better babyface world champion than Seth. I mean, I liked parts of Seth's reign a lot, but Drew's already better. Sorry, Seth, but it's the truth. Um, yeah, those guys had a lot of good sequences, and I look forward to seeing them have more matches like that. So on to the climb the corporate ladder matches for both the men and the women. It happened at the same time, and it was me and my brother were looking forward to it all day, and it technically did not disappoint. The endings were like, we'll get. I mean, we're already there. Let's just put it out there. Asuka wins the women's Money in the Bank briefcase. That was great. I love that. Asuka, she's my favorite women's wrestler, so it was so nice to see her win. Even though I was like, ooh, it might be Shayna who wins it, but no, it was Asuka, and I was like, thank you. Whew, she's coming back. She's coming back. She deserves it. She so deserves it for being the best wrestler during the quarantine, or the most entertaining wrestler during the quarantine. Asuka fucking deserved it. And Otis won the men's Money in the Bank briefcase. And that is what made me so speechless at the end. That was fucking bizarre. I love Otis, I love him. He's a national treasure, just like R-Truth. He should not be gotten rid of, but my God, what are you doing, Vince? You can't. What? But AJ or Alistair even. Come on, Ray. I was about to say Baron, but nah, fuck Baron. He didn't need to win that. Baron was the worst choice to win the briefcase, even including the women. He was the worst choice. I would have rather seen Dana win than Baron Corbin. Not a knock on Dana, just because of the way Dana's been booked as a jobber over the years. But I'm personally am a fan of Dana. But yeah, I'd rather see her win the briefcase over Baron, and I'm glad he didn't. I was scared that he was going to. It was really funny how he fucked up so badly when he climbed the ladder at the same time as Asuka, and he was like, no. It was like, Baron, what are you doing? You guys can both grab it. She has her own, you have yours. And then he got knocked down, and I was like, just because of that, you don't deserve to win. You don't deserve to win any match this year for making such a stupid mistake, Baron. Like, what the fuck was that? What was that, Baron? And he didn't. He got screwed by Elias, but before that, he tossed AJ Styles not AJ Styles, Aleister Black and Rey Mysterio over the corporate building? What the fuck? I hated how they kept talking about that on Raw, because I was like, don't say that. Don't say that. You can't take it back. Do not do that spot. That is too wacky of a spot. I know you could technically get away with it, because it's pre-taped, but still, please don't do it. Because then what's going to happen? We're going to see Aleister Black and Rey Mysterio come back on Raw like tomorrow night or today, depending on when you see this or when this uploads. It's midnight. Later today, you're going to see them come back. Or even if they come back in a week, it's like they fell off a building and they're back. They're okay, just like that. No selling it? Are we not going to explain that? I heard a quick thud, so I was like, did they just fall off to a lower platform? Please just say that. Don't just leave it ambiguous and be like, oh, they were thrown off the building. All the way to the bottom? No! I mean, I love WWE, and I know that it's fake and all, but come on, don't there's a line to draw here, man. Come on. There's a line to draw. But I'm a hypocrite, let's be honest here. I love throwing people off the Hell in a Cell in all the video games. Even though it looks so painful when you fall down and you hit the ground, from so high. But I do love that. My brother can vouch for that. He knows I love chucking him off the Hell in a Cell. And I guess it would be fun to chuck someone off the building in the next 2K game. But still. Like, what the fuck, guys? The Baron of all people. Baron Corbin was the one to do it. He stole that privilege from AJ Styles. And I guess it makes sense to give Baron that kind of heat. He tossed out the two of the most popular guys in the match, who weren't Daniel Bryan. Daniel had some nice moments, but he was mostly kind of there. It was nice seeing him go into the corporate office or go into Vince's office with AJ and see their banter afterwards. Like, oh, that's a nice little touch there because they had a rivalry and Vince was in the middle of it at one point. So that was nice to see them like that. Daniel always makes me laugh. Otis was also fun during this match, like when he dropped the barbell on top of AJ Styles, but like, and then he smashed a pie in fucking John Laurinaitis' face. That was great. But my God, he put the least out of all the people in the match. He was put the least effort to actually try to win it. You know, he went for food breaks. I love Otis, but he went for food breaks. So yes, he put the least effort, and then he won. But I guess it makes sense though because they made fat jokes about him, and I felt bad for him. I was like, oh come on, don't do that to Otis. Don't have him break the ladder. Braun Strowman climbed it just fine 2 years ago. What the fuck? But okay. So yeah, that was something. The women's match was all right too. Stephanie McMahon making an appearance pissed me off because it was obviously like she wasn't even in the building from what it looked like. It was like, oh, she's not really there. At least the other special guests were there with the competitors, but Stephanie, I was like, you're not fucking there, bitch. You're not there. I know you ain't there, but she had to be there to. She had to say something so that Dana would know that she failed, and Dana failed. So, yeah, too bad for Dana. That was really embarrassing for her. Somebody get her an ice pack. Whew. Someone get that girl an ice pack. It's not good. I feel like there's something specifically that my brother wanted me to talk about, but I forgot it. I don't know if I got to it yet, but I forgot it. Asuka starting the match by jumping off like another floor was fun, you know. I look back at that and I go, yeah, she had to win. She was the craziest, and she had a real good time. She had fun. What else? Undertaker. I mean, AJ feeling taunted by the Undertaker or haunted by the Undertaker was fun. The food fight was cool. Yeah, food fight was a lot of fun. I think I am done here, but my God, what are they gonna do with Otis? I mean, he's the most over guy in the company right now, but still, how could you just give it to Otis? You know, what happens now? Is he gonna become world champion this year? Are we gonna have another Money in the Bank fail? What's gonna happen? Find out by watching Raw and SmackDown. Okay? Okay.